Module 4 looks at the practical uses of MateSel on farm. So how we can use MateSel not just for joining decisions, but some potential other overlays of MateSel on farm as well. So to understand this, we need to think about how to best use MateSel and how to optimize the use of MateSel. So we don't want to use MateSel just for allocation. We don't want to say, here's my group of views that I want to join, and here are the two sides that I could potentially join from. It's not the most optimal use of MateSel. We want MateSel to be actually optimizing the potential progeny outcomes, not just us dictating the joinings and hoping that MateSel will identify correctly. It's not the best case use for MateSel. What we want to use MateSel for is selection instead, so selection over allocation. And that's instead of just allocating this RAM to this group of views and this RAM to the other group of views, what we want to give MateSel is the potential, increased and expanded list of RAMs to join from, to let MateSel make the decision based on the optimized result of progeny, based on all potential RAMs that you have to join from and all potential U's that you have to join from. So letting MateSel identify which RAMs are the most appropriate to join over which U's. And when we think about that, it's important to think about how we can overlay MateSel across more than just mating decisions. So obviously the primary use of MateSel is around making mating or joining decisions, but we can also use MateSel to cull any old U's or old RAMs. We can also use MateSel to satisfy diverse client needs. So if you want to create a high and a low line for a particular trait, we can also look at using MateSel to purchase any external RAMs, or potentially purchasing in semen for an AI or ET program, and also for any young sire programs as well. So we'll run through a few examples of how we can use MateSel to do more than just mating or joining decisions. So if we're thinking about joining decisions, as I talked through previously, we want to use MateSel for selection rather than allocation. So in terms of joining decisions, we can use it to select which U's to join to which RAMs, either in natural mating or AI or ET, and really making sure that we're giving MateSel a comprehensive list of RAMs that we can potentially join from, so we're using selection over allocation. We also want to try and maximize the genetic merit of progeny when we're thinking about genetic joining decisions, and also how we can potentially balance the breeder's equation and certain aspects of the breeder's equation. Thinking about using MateSel for culling of U's and RAMs, we can do this to optimize genetic generation interval, and also genetic merit. So if we want to class out any older U's, or also potentially identifying some young sires to join from, and which group of U's would be best to join that particular young sire to. If you're joining maiden U's or yearling U's, we can use MateSel to help identify those maidens or yearlings, and also to help give extra insights into ensuring that you're keeping the best genetics if you have to cull U's or RAMs during hard years as well. You can help, MateSel can help overlay those decisions. In terms of satisfying diverse client needs, MateSel can actually help you target multiple market outputs. Like I said, if you wanted a high eating quality line and a moderate eating quality line, for example, MateSel can help you target that by refining certain inputs when you're setting your MateSel run up. It also can help you manage poll horn. So if you're breeding towards pollness, MateSel can absolutely help this. Or if you want, a portion of horn genetics still represented in your flock for clients to purchase. It also will help you maintain or place slower emphasis on potentially indirect profit drivers, so any health and welfare type traits, and also help you keep an eye on and ensure that you're still either maintaining your current rate of genetic gain or increasing genetic gain for future markets as well. You can use MateSel to help make your external RAM purchasing decisions, so essentially a little bit of a proxy try before you buy. So it will let you obviously input a whole heap of external RAMs over a potential group of U's that you might want to either AI from or naturally mate from. and tell you which is more suitable to essentially achieve the progeny outcomes that you want, whether that's a homebred animal or an outside sire as well. It also helps you shortlist a sale catalogue. So if you're going to a particular property to purchase rams, it can help you really reduce the potential shortlist of rams that you'd like to buy, or essentially also help to identify semen size as well for an AI or an ET program. You can also overlay MateSel on young sire programs. So there's a few groups of breeders that do this in the analysis. So it will help you select young rams to join from across a group. So if you've identified the potential ewes that you'd like to join to a young sire across the group of breeders, it'll help you, I guess, optimize which young sire that the group has, whether that's out of potentially, a small handful, will actually be best suited for your property. Um, it also helps you identify your own ewes to join to young sires as well if you're wanting to breed from ram lambs, and also to ensure effective progeny numbers as well, to ensure that if you're going to the effort of doing a young sire program, you want to make sure that you've got effective progeny to help with data and good genetic comparisons at the end of it as well.